Welcome back, guys, to another video. Now, we're doing something different today. As you can see from the name, we're ranking every single Spider-Man movie because I wanted to do something different. That's genuinely it. Anyways, let's get started. Now we have a ranking system. 0 to 9 points is worst of the worst, terrible movie, grade is F. 10 to 19, terrible movie, grade F. 20 to 29, bad movie, grade F. 30 to 39, mediocre movie, which is watchable, but you don't want to rewatch it after you watch it. 40 to 44 is below average. 45 to 54 is average. And 55 to 59 is above average. Think you know what those mean. 60 to 70 is decent movie, which would get a D as a grade. 70 to 79 is a good movie. 80 to 84 is very good movie. 85 to 90 is great movie. 90 to 99 is amazing movie. And 100 is best of the best. So at number 8 we have The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Now the strengths are really just Electro and the fighting scene. Now Electro was very cool. He was better in the Spider-Man No Way Home, but he was so good in this movie. I enjoyed him, and the fight scenes were very good. And the weaknesses were the ending, because this is probably the worst ending out of every single Spider-Man movie. And Green Goblin was a terrible character. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 Green Goblin was a terrible character. The other Green Goblins are good, but this one's terrible. Anyways, final grade is a 71, which is a C minus, which rank is a good movie. It's more of a decent movie, but it's pretty good, so, Number 7 would be SpiderMan 3. Strengths are the final fight in the new Goblin, which was the newer version of Green Goblin in the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man. Weaknesses are Venom, because if I never watched Venom, if they never made the new Venom, this Venom would be alright, but they made new Venom, and this Venom is terrible compared to him. There are too many villains, there being 3 different villains. Ending was terrible, and the movie had a lot of cringy moments. If you watch this movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So the final grade's a 75. It's a good movie. It's good. Not better than the rest. Number 6. This is where we start to get to the good movies. The movies that I would want to rewatch. This is where we get good movies. We have Spider-Man Homecoming. Most people will be mad that this is number 6, but this is... I should have said at the start, this is my opinion, so yeah. Strengths were the Vulture, very good, very cool. I really like the designing of the suit, and it was very good. And the ending was amazing. I love the ending of this movie. But the final fight scene wasn't as good as others. It's a very good final fight, but I think I'll pick most of the other final fight scenes over this one. I mean, maybe this is probably tied with The Amazing Spider-Man for a final fight scene. But yeah. The final grade's an 81, which is B minus. It's a very good movie, just that these other movies are very much better than this one. It's a good movie, just like a lot of the other movies are better. Number 5 is The Amazing Spider-Man. Okay. First strength is the Spider-Man suit. I like this suit better than the other one. Comparing this one to the original Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man 2 and the Homecoming Spider-Man, all those ones, this one's probably the best suit. The only suit on this level would probably be the Iron Spider, but this suit's probably the best one. And the Lizard was a very cool villain. Most of these villains were cool. It's just that some of them, like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Green Goblin, wasn't really that good. The fight scenes All of them were amazing, especially the final one. And probably the main reason it's ranked this high is nostalgia. Because this is the first movie I remember watching at a movie theater, so it's probably just like me remembering like originally watching it. Because when I first watched this was probably my favorite movie ever. Because this was the first movie I remember watching. So that's probably why it's ranked so high. It's just that like I remember this and like, it's a good memory. And its final grade's an 84, which is a B, which is a very good movie. Number 4, we're getting to the top half. Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, a lot of you will probably be mad that this isn't ranked number 1, but I'll get to why this isn't. And also, spoiler alert, because I feel like I just have a need to say it, because someone's going to get mad that I said what happened and stuff like that. The full strength is all the Spider-Man. I like how they had like all of them like kind of collab and like stuff like that. I really enjoyed it, like having like all 3 of Spider-Man come like in this movie, and all the villains, cause it wasn't just Spider-Man, it was the villains, most of the villains, not all of them. There were some villains that didn't show up, like Venom, probably because of the rights to Venom, Sandman. Green Goblin from The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Good that he wasn't here. He was a terrible villain. And the whole story in total was very good. I really liked the idea. This was a very original idea. Not Spider-Man fighting a villain. They fight. The first time they lose, Spider-Man loses. And then they fight in the end, and then Spider-Man wins the final fight. This was a very original idea. And this is not like most superhero stories. Now, this is the reason why it isn't number 1. If this didn't happen, this would be worth 98 points. But the ending. I just didn't like the ending. That's just it. The ending kind of ruined the movie for it. The ending took away pretty much 10 points. I would have given this movie a 98, which would have been number 1 and would have probably have been a top 5 movie. But just a bad ending. The ending kind of just ruined the movie for me, and that's why it's an 88, which is a B+, which equals great movie. Now we have reached the top 3, which number 3 is Spider-Man Far From Home. I really like the elementals, like Sandman, Hydro Man, Molten Man, like very cool idea. And then like Mysterio, like his background, like his origins and like his motives and like how he's doing what he's doing. And then like the twists of Mysterio faking everything and everything being an illusion. And then him revealing Spider-Man's identity in the end was very cool and brought us into No Way Home. And there's no weaknesses either to this movie. The final grade's a 91, which is an A-, which equals an amazing movie. The runner-up is Spider-Man 2. I really like the storyline and how Peter Parker lost his powers and like couldn't fight anymore. And then Dr. Octopus was also very cool, and I really liked him as a character and a villain. And in the end, how he redeemed himself. And then the fights were also cool because and then the train scene too, when Spider-Man stopped the train. Final grade is also a 91, which is an A-, amazing movie. But I gave this one a slight edge over Far From Home. And number 1, Spider-Man. The strengths for this movie was Green Goblin. This was the original Green Goblin and the best one. And like the suit was cool and the glider was cool and like Norman Osborn was cool. Pretty much everything about him was cool. The final fight was epic and like how it ended was amazing and all that. And then it was also kind of funny. Unlike the other stuff, this was actually pretty funny. And like, this wasn't just a movie too. This was one of the first superhero movies to ever come out. in like a modern superhero movie. And this movie has like no major weaknesses. The final grade is a 95, which is an A. It's an amazing movie and it ranks number 6 when this is made, of course. Because if like I make a video about my top 10 movies in like a couple of weeks or months and I watch a movie, then like this could be number 7 or 8. I don't really know. Okay, the recap. Number 8 is The Amazing Spider-Man, played by Andrew Garfield. Number 7 is Spider-Man 3, played by Tobey Maguire. Number 6 is Spider-Man Homecoming, played by Tom Holland. Number 5 is The Amazing Spider-Man, played by Andrew Garfield. Number 4 is Spider-Man No Way Home, played by Tom Holland. Number 3 is Spider-Man Far From Home, played by Tom Holland. Number 2 is Spider-Man 2, played by Tobey Maguire. And number 1 is Spider-Man, played by Tobey Maguire. Okay, do you agree or disagree with this list? What is your favorite Spider-Man movie? And what other movie franchises do you like? Or do you want me to do next? And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and enable notifications and comment below and all that.